What's up, fellas? Time for Wake Up Mintzy, presented by the fine folks of Dude Wipes on this glorious Tuesday morning here in Chicago in the Barstool office. And we're going to start this out with a thank you to Dude Wipes, because yesterday the show received some good news. Dude Wipes, we had a 25 show commitment. They're happy with me in the promotion. Dude Wipes re-upping for the rest of 2024. Hell yeah. Thank you to Dude Wipes cleaning up all our messes. You'll never need dry, scratchy toilet paper again. One use of Dude Wipes will change your life. Amazing product. And we're pumped because that means we're sponsored the rest of the year. So, got to say, good way to start out going up on a Tuesday. Tyler Moody joining us from Louisiana. What's up, Mr. Moody?
Hey, good morning, Ben. Yeah, great news from Dude Wipes. Obviously, what a life-changing product. And here they are changing Wake Up Mintzy. We got a great day on a Stuesday, and I see Stu trying to check in right now, actually.
Awesome. Yeah, we got Stu Feiner. So we're going with Stu Feiner. We're calling it Stuesday, but if there was ever a guest designed for Wake Up Mintzy, it's Stu Feiner. And so we're going to have Stu Feiner join us every Tuesday for the foreseeable future. I don't see anybody complaining about that. I believe I just heard his voice. Stu Feiner, do we have you?
You have me, my brother.
Good morning, Stu. How are we doing?
Good, Ben. How you doing, my friend? Wake Up Mintzy crowd, contingency, fans, enemies, trolls, lovers of life. Hello.
Well,
how are you?
Doing well. Drinking my, I know as you always do, my Stella Blue coffee to start my day. The only way to get up and get my mind right. Congrats to Stella Blue, now the official coffee sponsor of the Chicago Cubs. So, I mean, Stella Blue sponsors Wake Up Mintzy and the Cubs. I mean, two elite organizations if there ever were there.
Yes, and sponsored Stu Feiner's life from the beginning, as I've had my 5th cup of Stella Blue.
5 cups by, I guess you're 9 Eastern, so you're a little ahead of me. I'm on my second.
Yeah, I mean, I had my first at 5 a.m., second at 3 a.m., and then second at 6 a.m., excuse me, and then just rolled from there. I'm pretty much delirious, Ben. Let me say this to you. You're the first outside individual live post I've made since my father passed. And I just want to say it's a beautiful way to get back into the swing of things in the morning with you, sharing my thoughts, sharing gut level. I buried my mother in 2002, and now I buried my father in 2024. I watched them both die. It's part of life. It's a hard part of life, Ben. And but it's something that is not unique, that every human has to do. So I went through it, and my children were able to bear witness to see when I die what they're supposed to do with me, because they have the blueprint, because it went pretty plain and simple. From the ceremony itself at Gunnerman's Chapel to the actual cemetery presentation by the color guards. There were 2 color guards, and then they sang taps, and then they folded the flag, and then they gave me the flag, which was quite emotional, quite spectacular, and quite scary too, Ben, because what I did is I did my speech, went into the parking lot, and smoked 2 fat joints. So I was blasted. So when I went to the cemetery, I had all these feelings and emotions about my father. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting in this seat, and the flag is coming right at me, and they're playing taps, and I'm super scared. So I just grabbed the flag. I look straight ahead. I say thank you, and I kiss the flag, and we go forward. But there was some really, as Greg Giannotti would say on WFAN, scuttlebutt going on. Listen to this. Get back to my house, and the service, first of all, was beautiful, absolutely beautiful, very emotional. Probably 125 people came for the actual ceremony, and then we've had 500 people come through the house Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it was a big moment. But we got home, and like 40 people, it was like a game show at my house, Ben. 40 people were on the left side, 40 people were on the right side. Looked like a commercial with people screaming, "Tastes great," and then less filling. Tastes great, less filling. Or the gum commercial where it was like something, because half of the people, Ben, was saying that the taps that was played at my father's funeral was not actually played. It was pre-recorded. Okay. They said that she went up to the trumpet and faked it, because her mouth was 4 inches off where it should be.
Oh, wow.
The other half is saying,
so they lip sang taps.
the other half of the crowd is saying, there's no way that's true. We watched her fingers. She played it beautifully. It was one of the greatest rendition of taps ever. So now you have people like conversing, saying, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. It felt like there was a room of Republicans versus Democrats the day before the election. That's how intense it got. So what do I have to do? I'm a man of action. I'm a man of honor. I'm not going to let this slide under the rug for my father. No way. I call the funeral parlor. The funeral parlor, his personal friend that did my funeral, Anthony Capone, said, Stu, because a lot of times it doesn't sound the exact same, it's on tape. So it was on tape. It was on tape. So just so you know that when you go to these pomp and circumstance big things, look at the trumpet player because he might not be playing.
The more you know. Would never have known that, but it makes sense. So your dad served in the military? Is that why they have the taps?
He went to the army in Germany under the army 1960 and 1962. A year before I was born and a year after I was born. He served 2 tours.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well,
very proudly.
Stu, I keep up with Stu. We've been talking almost every day, and I think you sound like you're doing pretty good. I know it's a tough process. I mean, I can't imagine. I haven't lost my dad, but I liked your perspective on it. You spent, forever, so much time with them. You don't have to look back on any regrets. At 87 years old, lived a full life, left a great legacy. I feel like at least you don't have to live with regret.
No, none. And I've been with him very close my whole life. We've lived within a mile of each other our entire lives, besides when I lived actually with him. So I've had a lot of access to him in the last 2 years when he's gotten sick. He has no brothers or sisters. He's outlived them. He's outlived his peers. He's outlived his relatives. He's outlived any friends he's had. So basically, it fell on me and my family to step up. So, when he got super sick, when he wasn't able to live by himself, when we had to put him in a rehab, we went over to this Parkview Care and Rehab in Massapequa, which is very, very close to everything that we do, maybe like 3 miles away from the house, a mile away from Ryan's restaurant, like 20 yards away from a beautiful park that, I didn't think he was going to die 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. I knew he was sick, but that actual day wasn't there yet. So I was thinking I could just bring him into the park during the summer and spring and hang out, but that actually is not going to happen. And then, any rehab, be honest with you, Ben, is a glorified hospital. Like it's hospital food, it's hospital surroundings. So, moral to the story, I would rather die than ever go into a rehab facility, no matter how exclusive it was. Like the main exclusive ones on Long Island were like 23,000 a month. And they didn't look any difference between the $16,000 a month ones or the $10,000 a month ones, because it's hospital food. You're in a fucking hospital for, lack of a better term, but you're with at least people of your peers, but people that are dying. So every day, I would say once a week, someone died. So dying is prevalent, and I was able to prepare for it, which was the initial question. Yes. Had a year to hang out with him, had 6 months to watch him literally go downhill. I had 3 months when he broke his hip that his dementia went from a 10. So, and the last week he was not eating. He went almost to 115 pounds from 146, a high of 260. So, it's part of life. You do what you have to do. You step up to the plate. You handle it like a man. You handle it like a human being so that people can see the process. The world can see the process, and everyone does the same thing. It's not unique. So, but I'm grateful everything went so smoothly. I'm shocked, matter of fact. And I'm very blessed for people like you that kept in touch with me and my friends throughout the world.
Well, so Moody, do you have that clip from his Stu's eulogy?
Yes, I do have that 30-second clip. Let me get it.
Okay, we're gonna play it. We're gonna play that real quick. Cause Stu, we're gonna play this clip, and then we're gonna talk about the eulogy
Okay,
that really rocked the internet. That tore it up. So we're gonna play this 30-second clip right now.
In 11th grade,
Stu eulogizing his dad.
when I took my wife to the prom, everything I touched turned to gold. I thank my wife for being there with me all the days, even up until now. You know, like I'm looking to throw a party, snort coke for the next 3 days, you know, smoking down the pod, fuck in the backyard. Like when you're lonely in the Black Panther, honey, at the house. They used to have snort coke and have sex in. You know, that's how I live.
Yeah, it just finished playing. Y'all actually couldn't hear it there, but it just played.
Okay, well, we're back now with Stu Feiner on Wake Up Mintzy, presented by Dude Wipes, our sponsor for the rest of 2024. We're drinking our Stella Blue. Shout out Big Cat, the official coffee of the Chicago Cubs. Well, Stu, we just played a clip, but you came out, the eulogy you gave for your dad was, I mean, one of a kind. It's what makes you so unique. And I don't see how it could have gone better. How'd you feel about it?
I felt amazing. It was received like it was, you know, I guess, how are we going to explain it? Winston Churchill, Thomas Jefferson, Kim Kardashian. You know, it had the power, the energy, the sexiness, the funniness, but the cold, hard reality of life that we're facing death. Everyone will face death. You can make fun of death. You could make fun of life, and you can engage people by laughing as easily as you can engage them by crying. Like if I wanted to take a different tone to the speech and make it morbid and put everyone into a coffin, I could have done that too. But my father, if you think of my father, anybody that thinks of my father, let's say close to 600 people that paid tribute to my father over the last 4 days, you smile. You really smile. He was a very live, human bunch of life. So I wanted to make it uplifting. I wanted to tell the truth, but it flowed very well. I winged it. I didn't practice it. I thought about writing notes, and then I said, I'm really poor in that situation. So I'm better, you know, off the cuff, saying gut level, you know, and just coming from the heart. So it went 10 times better than I thought it would, Ben, to be honest with you, because I flirted with a lot of subjects there that if they bombed, it would have been bad. You know what I mean? But since it was epic, no one says anything, but I took a lot of risks and I didn't mean to take the risk because I just winged it, but very happy.
But that's interesting to me because like, it's like that fine line of, you know, with shows or speeches or whatever, you know, a lot of people like super prep it and are real organized. And then there are people like you and me that just get up and just wing it on camera. And I feel like, I mean, I'm sure there's a middle ground, but I feel like it's like the most organic and raw when you just get up there and do it like that. I don't know. I think people just identify with that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. Because it wasn't, you know, it was right live, right that moment. I was thinking it in real time, and it was coming across in real time, like you were, you know, absorbing it and listening to it. You know, I didn't know what I was going to say. I really didn't. But, you know, I knew I was going to cover the early lives in Brooklyn, you know, with meeting Fred Trump. I knew that I was going to talk about my father's passion for life and sports. I didn't really get into the core of the business at all. You know, I didn't talk much about that or much about his unique family, but I shared what I needed to share. I got the point across to the entire world about how I feel about my father, how his friends felt about him. So it worked well.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that you felt great about it. Gave an amazing speech. Check out the eulogy. It's online. It's all over Twitter. The full Stu eulogizing his dad, Howie Feiner, 87 years, full life. And now you're kind of, I mean, it's like when something that major happens, it's like weird re-entering the normal world, but you have to, as we say in showbiz, you know, the show must go on, you know? And so now you're kind of re-entering things. Feel like you got a good perspective. I was talking to you yesterday. You said you did like 5.4 miles. You know, you feeling good now? You gonna kind of just get back after it this week?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to. I walked 6.2 to be exact yesterday with my son Sean. I'm going to walk every day, which is a minimum. But God, I'll tell you right now, I've gained a lot of weight, Ben. I mean, I got as low as
we're both feeling it. I can feel it in my chin right here too.
Yeah, I feel it in my belly. My belly's protruding out like I'm pregnant. So we both got down to really good weights, and then we bounced back a little bit. Now we're in the relapse of a relapse right now. So I got down to 185 probably right now if I weighed myself, because I skipped weigh-in Monday. I also skipped mulch this year. Mulch this year was supposed to be on April 22nd yesterday. Weigh-in Monday, obviously every Monday, but yesterday. Spoke to God. God said, I'm here with your pop. We're playing gin rummy. And, you know, you can skip weigh-in Monday, which I thought was nice of him. So I said thank you. And then he also said, why don't you push mulches here back to next week? So I did. So spoke to God. God said, mulches here April 29th. Buy all your mulches here, shirts, hats, tanks at the Barstool store, so that when 50 yards of mulch is dumped on my driveway and I jump in it with other people and we have an insane barbecue, it really starts this spring. So I spoke to God about that. And so mulch is here is next Monday. Weigh-in Monday is skipped next Monday. But the point is, I'm well over 200 pounds. Like I'm like 202.
Yeah.
I can feel it because when I move, when I swagger to my left or my right, my stomach is like lagging behind a little bit. So in other words, it's that heavy that it has to like move to actually get personally in front of me.
Look, Stu and I, it's funny because we talk about this all the time. We have so many of the same.
Shout out Big Cat, shout out Stella.
Yeah, I ran a 10K yesterday for the first time in like 6 weeks. I mean, I ran like 69 minutes, but
6.1 mile for the novices out there.
we say 6.2, I think.
Oh, 6.2.
Yeah, because 3.5 is 3.1.
Right. No, you're right.
But like I did like a long, slow jog, but I felt after I was done, I kind of felt like myself for the first time like it was the first one I'd run in 6 weeks. I've been fighting it too. I feel like I worked so hard to get the XL shirts and now they're like tight in my chin. So I'm pissed off. And so I'm in it with you. We had a bad little stretch, but I feel really good today after running that 10K. I'm gonna lift weights today. We're gonna move on with it. We're gonna flush it, and we're all human, as you said.
Yes.
March Madness up here was rough on me though. I ate too much pizza and sitting around watching games. It wasn't good. I'm actually trying to not let myself eat at the office anymore. We have too much enabling. Like great food, but not good on weekdays to be eating pizza, pasta, and carbs. That's for damn sure. All right, enough of that. I'm sure you hadn't got to watch too much sports, but did you see I want to comment on Mr. Borelli's return to Borelli's last night. Frankie, they had a huge Islanders stream at Borelli's. Man, tough scene for the Islanders. They lost game 1 at Carolina. Last night was game 2. Islanders jump up 3-0 in a playoff hockey game, and then they just got destroyed late second period, third. Ended up losing 5-3. Biz put out a video, laughed with the Islanders. Frankie's dad came. It was awesome. Looked like it was great to see him. He's recovering from a heart attack. And he left after the first period because I don't blame him to be in that kind of environment. Unfortunately, the Islanders kind of melted down last night. Stu, I know you're an Islander fan and you love going to the streams too, but that was a tough one to go down 2-0.
Well, I mean, we closed very strong during the year as one of the hottest teams in hockey. We're in an underdog position here. Team we're playing is better. They're much better. They can turn it on. We're not supposed to beat them. The first game I will participate back in the stream. It'll be me, Frankie, and Mr. Borelli. We're going to the UBS.
Oh, wow, game 3.
Game 3. We will be in person. I'm guaranteeing a victory. I'm guaranteeing between me, Mr. Borelli, Frank Borelli, and the Godfather, Howie Feiner, first time ever pulling in a game in heaven. It's the Godfather, Howie Feiner, first round NHL playoff game of the year, the Islanders in game 3. I'm guaranteeing victory.
Well, it was like ironic last night because when Mr. Borelli was there, the Islanders were tearing it up. When he left, it was like the energy left. I don't know. It was like a little ironic, I think.
Well, I think the good thing, sorry to interrupt you, was that he saw happiness. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and he saw all his people.
Absolutely. He saw happiness. He felt happiness because we don't, the happy part of his heart is good, thank God. But if they went down 3-0 and they got beat like 10-0, it would have been embarrassing and they would be booing him as he left the place to go home. That would be horrible. So I'm grateful. It was the exact opposite. It was euphoria.
Well, so right now, this is actually an underrated sports week. And I want to shout out, I have YouTube TV. I want to shout them out. They've got this multi-view now, Stu, where like on my screen, it splits into 4 screens and there's 2 NHL and 2 NBA at the same time. It's amazing because right now we've got 8 NHL first round playoff series, 8 NBA first round playoff series going on all week into next week. And so there's just so much action. And so last night I was watching both. The other hockey stuff I want to mention last night, Moody, I know you kind of, I know you're not the biggest NHL fan. Did you watch the Vegas Golden Knights finally healthy for the first time, getting Stone back? Who was out 28 games with a spleen injury. And the Golden Knights came out, beat the Stars 4-3, kind of a thriller in Dallas. I think that's going to be maybe the best series in the first round. But did you watch any of it?
No, I saw the highlights earlier this morning on SportsCenter, but I didn't watch it until I saw it this morning.
Well, Golden Knights, defending Stanley Cup champs, had a lot of injuries this year. Back healthy for the playoffs. Stars, top 2 team in the West. That's a fascinating series. Vegas now winning 1-0. A bunch of other games. Last night, the Maple Leafs tied it up with the Bruins, beating them 3-2. That series is now 1-1.
Can Boston ever get out of the first round? That's what people are asking now in the hockey world in Massachusetts. Can Boston get out of the first round? Are they kissed?
Wow. And then the Maple Leafs have like a bad playoff choking history too. So something
big time. Something's got to give.
Yeah, something's gonna have to give in that series. But man, so far I love, I'm just totally like a playoff hockey bandwagon guy, but man, it's so interesting, entertaining. Game 2 in the world's most famous arena tonight. Capitals at the Rangers. There's 4 games overall tonight. And then I want to get into this NBA because yesterday, so this is what Stu.
Let me just drop this for a second.
Go ahead. No,
I have just to close out the segment. I have the Rangers winning the Stanley Cup. Not only because of my father who died, who was the biggest Rangers fan ever, not because of the Rangers. I live in New York. They're the best team. They have 2 goalies. They have 4 lines. They have the best power play in the NHL. The Rangers are going to win the cup. Second choice probably be Edmonton. So that's the close on NHL. Rangers are going to win the cup. If you need to bet another future, bet Edmonton.
Yeah, and so actually giving shout outs to our higher ups at Barstool. Dave Portnoy took Edmonton at 7-1.
I like it.
And then Big Cat watched the first quarter of the Vegas Golden Knights at full strength when they came out and jumped all over Dallas. And he took the Golden Knights 13-1 at the end of the first quarter on DraftKings last night.
Right. What did Dave bet? He bet $500,000.
I think it was to win. It wasn't that much. I think it was $150K to win like 1.3 or something.
Okay, and then Dan
didn't say what he did.
Yeah, a normal $10,000 bet on a bet that he brings back 13-1.
Yeah, Dan. So I didn't see what Dan's bet was, but all that on DraftKings, of course.
I like it.
DK partner here. We love it. I actually went to the DraftKings Sports Bar on Wrigley and watched the Pelicans Thunder on Sunday night. Man, that's set up. DraftKings at Wrigley Field, just unbelievable setup. TVs, the works. They actually have sportsbook there. You can bet now. Just awesome stuff over there. All right, I'm gonna switch it over to the NBA. Stu, do you notice this every year? Like I always I watch playoff hockey, but I'm not like a big hockey guy. But I always start watching the NBA games, and then they're just like total ass kickings, and then I flip over to hockey, and then they're like really close and thrilling. But finally, last night we started getting a couple good games. And did you see what happened with the Sixers in Madison Square Garden last night? They were up 101-96 with like 35 seconds left. The Knicks hit a 3, make it 101-99. Then the Knicks still kind of stole the inbounds from Tyrese Maxey. DiVincenzo misses a 3. The Knicks get the offensive rebound, and then he buries a 3. And the Sixers blow a 5-point lead with 30 seconds left to go down 2-0. Philly Mays just gutted. I mean, gutting loss for the Sixers to fall down 2-0. They were winning the entire game last night at Madison Square Garden, but they totally choked. I mean, I saw all kinds of memes and stuff on the internet. But huge for the Knicks. They're the 2 seed. They're now up 2-0, heading to Philly, and they got to feel good. I mean, that was a super key game for Philly to try to tie that game 2, and the New York able to survive.
Yeah, well, I mean, people have realized it now. The only team that can beat the New York Knicks will be the Boston Celtics. I mean, they're going to sweep Philly. I don't know what the buzz was about Philly and Embiid, and he's healthy, and when he plays good,
they were like 31-5. They were 31-8 when he played this year.
We've watched Philadelphia play in the playoffs a couple of years back to back, especially Embiid. He's garbage. I mean, they're shit. They're nothing. They're terrible. So, in other words, the Knicks played poorly game 1, game 2. Jalen Brunson didn't have his stellar 30, 40-point game. Still runs the team very well. Turned over the ball a couple of times more than normal, but we beat them without our A game. We played our C game and beat them. We're going to sweep them. We're going to beat them in Philly without our dicks pissed on. There's nobody can beat us. Cavaliers can't beat us. Magic can't beat us. Pacers can't beat us. Nobody can fucking beat us in the East. Nobody. Celtics. Once we get to the Celtics, we'll see what's happening. The Knicks have played great basketball, well coached. They're fully loaded. They have a tremendous bench. He's only going to use 7, 8 guys anyway every single minute of the game. You know, Brunson's going to play now in game 3 and game 4 where you got to steal one. in their building, we'll steal the first and we'll probably sweep them. But yeah, I think the Knicks are the team to watch in the NBA playoffs. I really do.
There's got to be an unbelievable buzz right now in Madison Square Garden.
Oh my God, it's similar to 1994 where the Knicks
30
lost.
years later.
Yeah, where the Knicks lost to Akeem Olajuwon when O.J. Simpson killed his wife and his and her boyfriend, and when the Rangers won the Stanley Cup with Mark Messier. Yes, it was unbelievable. It's the greatest time of the year. Plus, you have the Yankees in first place, and you have the Mets being the hottest team in Major League Baseball at the starting 0-5. Plus, you have the Islanders. It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable to be alive right now. Baseball, basketball, hockey, full blown.
Yeah, it's popping in New York City right now. Some other NBA. Want to touch on? Don't have much to say about this Cavs Magic series. I think it may be the least interesting of the first round series. I did take Cleveland last night. They rolled. They're up 2-0. Magic of a young, talented team. It seems like they're struggling to adjust to the playoffs, being a young team. What we got to talk about though is this Lakers Nuggets last night, because the ending. I actually flipped it on with 5 minutes left, and the Lakers Nuggets ending last night was unfreaking believable.
Made for TV.
Yeah, back and forth. Both teams making huge shots. LeBron threw down like the sick thunder dunk. Jokic out there making plays. But, man, it's every year. It's interesting. It used to be playoff Rondo, and now it's playoff Jamal Murray. Every year, he's like very good in the season, don't get me wrong. But when Jamal Murray gets in the playoffs for Denver, you just see a stone cold killer. And the shot he made at the buzzer to win by 2 last night, Anthony Davis is just hanging all over him. It's like a fadeaway from like a super deep 2, and he just put it right in his eye. And Anthony Davis like falls into the Nuggets bench as the Nuggets are celebrating. And hate is a strong word, Stu. I don't use it for many athletes. Anthony Davis, I hate. I have just lots of the way he treated New Orleans. So anyway, I love seeing it. Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch than the Lakers. The Lakers kind of just like Philadelphia, in a brutally tough spot playing on the road against defending champs. They were leading the whole game last night. For them to have a chance at the series, I think that was a must, and they looked gutted. And I loved seeing it last night. Denver now up 2-0 in that series. Tonight we got a bunch more games getting back at it. But I believe it's Suns, Timberwolves, Celtics. Celtics are 14.5 over Miami. Minnesota's up 1-0. And there's a couple more tonight, but I'm just going off the cuff, and so I'm just kind of not totally looking at it. But great
NBA card tonight. Love the card tonight. Like, I lost the Knicks last night as my number 1 play. They didn't cover. I had them, and then I won my next 2 best bets with the Cavs and the Lakers. Tonight we're running a 5 winners for $55 with a 20-dime all-in max best bet. So you get a best bet that you hammer responsibly. You get 4 other games that a medium plays for only $55. It's the Customer Appreciation Tuesday. It'll be every NBA game on the card that we could fit in. All NBA, only NBA. I don't think I'm going to use any baseball, but I might. 5 winners, $55. StuFeiner.com, StuFeiner.com, StuFeiner.com.
Are you giving out NHL? I know you said you do NHL playoffs usually.
NHL playoffs, I'm probably going to give for free. I haven't given free yet. If I gave for free, I'd be 4-0. But since I didn't give it, I could just say I would be 10-0 for that matter. But I would have been 4-0. But I haven't given anything yet. I'm only going to give playoffs for free. I was going to charge people, and then I said, why charge? 2 years ago and 3 years ago, I went on a 22-3 game of the year run, lunging the Islanders against them, for them, the Rangers mostly. Last year I was like 50-50, but my free NHL might be the greatest sports gambling gift to God and to the world and to you and to all the people that listen to Wake Up Mintzy.
Yeah, StuFeiner.com. But yeah, so great sports week with the NBA and NHL playoffs. Moody, I know you're enjoying the Major League Baseball every day. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's good to have baseball back. Since we got Stu here, we were talking about the Mets and what they needed to do if they were going to have a decent season. Said Starling Marte and Francisco Lindor had to play well. And what's happened this last week? Marte's hitting the ball hard. Lindor stepped his game up. And the Mets rebounding a little bit, Stu. They're playing good ball right now.
Well, I mean, Starling Marte is phenomenal. When 2 years ago, when they didn't make the playoffs, he was not healthy, and they lost. Healthy, he's dangerous. Healthy, he's a great player, and healthy. And Lindor, although starts so slow in March, April, May, it's unbelievable every single year. Even on Cleveland, even where he was everywhere. Those 2 players, if they're hot, the Mets can hit the ball, and they're pitching that lights out. They're like, there's the #1 ERA in Major League Baseball right now, which is stunning. You knew the bullpen was going to be great because Diaz is the #1 closer in Major League Baseball. But gosh, are they hitting the ball? Stunned, shocked, like don't even know what to say. After 0-5, it looked like a 100-loss season, and Tank was going to be thrown out of Citi Field in handcuffs. You know what I mean? Steve Cohen was going to arrest him and make it, go live arresting him. But what a turnaround. And I think the world is surprised how good they actually are.
Yeah, no, I've noticed a noticeable lack of Frank the Tank rants lately on Twitter with the Mets winning. And shout out to Frank. I saw he got to do a Frank Walks, which is continuing to be a hot series. Frank is an inspiration to me and you fighting this battle, man. He's looking really good right now. You can see it. He's walking. He's had 220 straight days walking. He did a walk with Doc Gooden the other day, who was a hero of his. And they did an event together in New Jersey. So shout out to Frank. Love seeing all that. That's for sure. All right. I kind of want to get into some other stuff. Stu, obviously you were extremely busy with stuff this weekend. I had a 40-hour run in Vegas that you would have truly appreciated.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. You played poker, back in the poker scene.
Yeah, so it was a quick trip, in and out deal. I want to recap it. I played in the Celebrity Poker Tour, which is hilarious that, I get invited to play in a Celebrity Poker Tour event. What a world. Shout out Dave Portnoy for getting me to Barstool, because there's no way in hell I'd be at that event if not. So it was like Blake Wynn, Steve Wynn's son, runs it. And they had it at the Poker Go Studios by the Aria. Stu, this lineup was unbelievable. It's me, Ray J, the rapper who had the sex tape with Kim Kardashian 10 years ago, Princess, Jose Canseco's daughter, Josie, this big Instagram YouTuber, Tana, All-J Sterling, who won at UFC 300 the week before. It's just this crazy random lineup. There's one other.
How is Josie in person? Because she's smoking hot.
She was cool. She was super down to earth and cool, very friendly.
Would you?
Would I?
Yes.
I would, yes.
Oh, okay, yes.
But Johnny Football, I don't know. Anyway, Johnny Manziel, I think maybe with her right now and FaceTime just during the game. So I don't know that I'm willing to. I can't.
Oh, they're banging.
I think they're together. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But if she wasn't together.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be tough. I don't know if I can outgun Johnny Football.
Right.
Unfortunately, but it was such a cool event, and I don't know. It was 10,000 the first, 5,000 second. Really fun to be a part of. Super cool. The highlight for me. Ray J, the rapper, he was putting on a show at the table, talking a lot.
He wasn't pulling out his 12-inch penis, though, right?
I didn't see that, but
but we've seen it. I would say that's the most recognized penis in the world, maybe. Would you say that could be true?
People were saying it started Kim Kardashian's career.
For 3 months, that's all we ever whacked off to is that fucking, that porno scene.
Well, I knocked him out of the tournament, which was probably my favorite.
Nice.
My favorite highlight.
Get your big dick out of here. Ben Mintz sending you to the showers.
Yeah, it was really funny. I had pocket fours and raised, and he called and it came 10-4-2, and he just bombs out. I called, and he went all in on the turn, and I just snap called and knocked him out.
Nice.
But unfortunately, after that, I was bummed because there's never going to be a softer field, and I ended up getting sixth. Had a bunch of crap happens, poker, whatever. Nobody cares about poker stories, but. I was bummed to get sixth, but amazing event.
Do you get paid for being sixth?
They paid just top two, but it got a lot of exposure. Got a new pair of PF flyers. Shout out Celebrity Poker Tour. They gave me a framed picture. I rocked my disco shirt and shades. I brought the disco shirt back because I wanted to pop on the stream. But shout out Poker Go and Brent Hanks and Jeff Platt and Blake Wynn for having me. I'll throw the link up later today if anybody wants to go back and watch it. Super entertaining. So
nice.
This Friday, I stayed at the Aria. Shout out Brent Hanks, give me a room at the Aria. Went to the Aria pool. Some Dallas people I knew had a cabana Saturday. Beautiful day. And then Stu, I got to go. I know you're
when you go to the pool, can I ask you, when you swim, do you wear your shirt or you don't?
Yeah, I took it off.
You took it off.
I took it off, but I will say,
go.
I took it off right as I was getting in the pool.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was walking around.
That's a very brave move, taking your shirt off at the pool based on what you look like.
Yeah, it's true, especially right now.
You know what I'm saying?
My boobs are starting to pop.
No, from the waist up, you almost look like a girl. From the waist up, neck down. Then they say, "Why is this girl have no shirt on?" And then they notice it's you.
Fair, mean but fair.
Yes, no, it wasn't mean. It was reality.
Yeah, no, it's true.
I always have a problem taking my shirt off at the pool, but then I just say,
it's funny. I inch down to the pool, and as I'm getting in it, I take it off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not walking around. you know, there's like a minimum amount of time my shirt is off before I'm underwater. You see what I'm saying?
Right, right. Like Lardy, people like you and me, there's a procedure that goes like when you take your shirt off, you go right in the water.
Yeah, like
You're not hanging out showing your
no,
pectorals.
I'm like putting my feet in the water, taking my shirt off, and then
exactly right. I normally play with my belly button because I get a little nervous, and then I taste my belly button, and if it tastes salty, then I'm good to dive in the pool.
Well, I still had fun at the pool, but the big thing that I got to do, and I know you're a live music guy too, Stu, you enjoy it. So I got to check out the Sphere in Vegas Saturday.
Wow.
And that is the craziest concert. So it's the same people that did MSG in the Beacon in New York.
Right. They own it. Right. Yeah. Right. Dolan's own it. Right.
They have 160,000 speakers in there, Stu. 160,000. And it was set up like nothing I've ever seen. So it's like really steep in there. Okay. You feel like, even though it's an 18,000 person indoor venue, you feel like you're outside, and the visuals and the experience, unlike anything I've ever seen before. You almost want to sit up high because all the visuals are higher. Like the people that were on the floor are like craning their necks to see it all. But man, it was crazy. Chris Carota of Fish is the best lighting guy in the world. And I've never seen anything like it. I mean, there was a lot of people talking about it all weekend. Shout out Wright Thompson, the big South writer for ESPN, an Ole Miss guy. I know he gave me, I got lucky and got a ticket to get in because these tickets were like $2,000 to get in because I went to the 420 show Saturday night.
Wow. Were they smoking pot actually in the venue?
People were hitting pins a lot.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Vegas is, legal. I saw a lot of
420. Yeah, because I was sitting Shiva, so I missed that. But 420 normally is a fun day, no matter where you are, to be in Vegas, to be at the Sphere, to listen to that extravaganza. What a show! God bless. Yeah. God bless. Wow.
Oh, it was insane.
Were you stoned?
I took it pretty easy, to be honest, Stu, because this was the only unfortunate thing. I had a red-eye flight out at 1 a.m. because Tate and I hosted a chicken wing eating competition at Barstool.
How'd that go?
Great, but it was just like, I know that if I missed hosting a Barstool event for a poker event and Fish, Dave Portnoy would have my testicles in a vice.
Oh, so you were worried about, God forbid, if I miss the plane, miss Wake Up Mintzy, that could be my entire career in the toilet.
Especially for poker.
Right, so that was on your mind. So you didn't want to get stoned and forgetful.
Yeah, and so I had to
shout out to Ben. Shout out for you being responsible, taking responsibility by its throat and squeezing the life out of it.
Yeah, so I was only able to stay for the first set. It was like 92 minutes. The visuals and stuff were amazing. It wasn't my favorite set of music, but the ending was really good. Of course, if you don't see the second set, you don't really see the concert. But the Fish fans they're this whole crazy brand. There's a ton of them, but I really like their band. But
was Trey there?
Yeah, Trey was there, but my post about not saying it was my favorite set of music, and then they all got all over me for leaving after the first set. But I don't know what to say. Like, my choices on the flight were a 1 a.m. or a 6 a.m., but the 6 a.m. landed at like 12:45, and I had a 2 o'clock commitment. I wasn't going to risk that, to miss a Barstool commitment. So I took a 1 a.m. back. I missed the second set, but it was still, can't recommend the Sphere enough, though. I wish I could have done the whole show, but you do what you can. That's how life is. Highly recommended. Dead & Company's playing like a never-ending residency there, like May and June, and I think July. So a lot of people will be going out there for that. But I'll say, if you can get in the Sphere, do it. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. I posted a lot of pictures on my social. Got back for the wing eating competition. Shout out Tate. I know, Stu, you hadn't got to meet him yet, I don't think.
I love him.
Man, he's doing an awesome job.
I'm a big Tate guy.
I am too. He's coming here with a really good attitude. He's a great blogger, and he's doing really good on social. We've actually taping a video tomorrow. I'm excited about. Tate's going to coach me in basketball, Stu. I'm doing a bunch of training drills and stuff because this is going to be, I can't wait to see your reaction. Stu, so one of the most unreal invites I've ever had. I'm playing in the Louisiana State Senate versus Louisiana State House of Representatives charity basketball game at LSU next week.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm on the Senate team. And
you only got a week to get prepared, too.
I know.
Do you have a crossover? Do you have a crossover?
Kind of. It's not great. I got to work on some stuff.
I've seen your shot. You have a good 3-point shot, so it's very smooth. It's very carefree. So I think you're going to do well with his tutelage. I think you're going to surprise the world, shock the world.
Well, I'm excited about that. That's next Wednesday at the PMAC at LSU on their campus at 7 p.m. So I'm going to be.
Wow.
Yeah, what an
so excited for you.
I know. Like, how the hell am I? This is
unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the closest I'm ever going to come to government.
Unbelievable.
So planning that. So Tate and I are going to tape a video. I'm also on a Top Spin 2K stream. That game's coming out this week. So excited about that. I'm going to be on there later today.
Is that the one that you prematurely told when it was
Yes,
supposed to be? So now you can do it right.
Yeah, that's I'm on a stream from 9:30 to 11 today.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on this week. Also, Barstool Film Fest, sponsored by Boy Kills World. The movie's coming out Friday. So, Stu, you were busy. Obviously, you've had a lot going on, so you probably didn't follow us. Last week, we got split into 4 different groups, and we all had 5 to 7 minute films.
I saw Tank Meltdown, so I saw a little bit of that.
So I'm in the biopic. I'm not going to give away anything, but ours was a biopic on someone. And our team, we had Nick Turaney, such a talented writer. It was me, Brandon Walker, Chief, Nikki Smokes, Madeline. We had Fastuli and Harry doing cameras. We had Hank also there filming everything for Viva TV. So we had an awesome team. I can't spoil anything for once. I'm keeping my mouth sort of shut. All I could say is that when ours comes out, it's it might be the most outrageous thing one of the most outrageous things I've been a part of at Barstool, because there have been a few. But
so exciting.
Oh, it's nuts.
Coming from your mouth, that's pretty big words.
Yeah, no doubt. It's Friday, 3 to 6. We have our film fest. It's going to be a red carpet event here. I'm going to be, unfortunately, my suit had gotten way too big for me, but it probably fits a little better now. But I'm breaking it out.
I'm sure
breaking it out on Friday. So that's Friday, 3 to 6. Check that out, and check out the movie Boy Kills World. It comes out Friday. And then also, Stu, NFL Draft Week. And we've got our NFL Draft show on Thursday night. First round on Thursday. Can't wait to see what happens with that. Everybody's in Chicago celebrating getting Caleb Williams already. Great week for them. They've got the number 9 pick as well. Curious to see what they do with that. A lot of talk in the draft. LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels projected right now to go second. But then I'm hearing all kinds of rumors that the Raiders want to trade up for him. Antonio Pierce, I believe, coached him some in high school and college. The Raiders coach. The Denver Broncos and Sean Payton traded for Zach Wilson yesterday, which I thought was interesting. They gave up like a 6th and a 7th. I actually love the move by Denver because, so many people need to change the scenery out of New York. Look, if you gave up a 6th and a 7th, totally no risk. Sean Payton, great quarterback guru. If he could coach Zach Wilson up and save his career, fine. If he doesn't, they gave up nothing for him. So who cares? I think worth a shot there, but excited for the draft. Drake May and JJ McCarthy, the Michigan quarterback, has been rising. A lot of people think, people are going to trade up for him. The Giants at 6, will they look at quarterback? Well, what are they doing with Daniel Jones? He's had so many injuries, et cetera. So a lot to watch in the NFL draft. Stu, this may be the most loaded draft in a while. A lot of great receivers, offensive tackles. So I'm excited for that. Stephen Shea and Brandon Walker, and I'm not sure who else. I think Roan hosts it. But that's going to be Thursday night. So as always, big week at Barstool. I mean, no surprise there, but we got a lot going on.
Yeah, and breaking down the NFL draft is absolutely unbelievable. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tantalizing. I can't wait because nobody knows what's going on 2 through 6. Caleb Williams is going to the Bears. That's a lock. There's going to be a lot of pomp and circumstance once he's actually there. I think the people of Chicago believe that's never going to happen. Like he's going to have a heart attack and die, get hit by a bus or get hit by a train. It's never going to happen because they have such bad luck. Finally, they'll be getting a number 1 quarterback with an epic team, both sides of the ball. And of course, because the Bears catch no breaks, the Lions are the best team in the division. The Packers are second. The Bears are third. It figures they have the best quarterback, probably the best team, and they're the 3rd best team in that division because Lions are loaded. They can go to Super Bowl and win it next year. And, we know the Packers are loaded, and they can go to Super Bowl and win it next year. So all 3 teams could come out of there, Bears, Packers, Lions, with a chance to go deep into the playoffs.
But Caleb Williams, what's interesting to me, and all these people are saying, oh, you don't want to go to Chicago. Chicago was 7-10 last year. Defense improved a ton. You normally don't see a 1 pick go to a 7-10 team. You're normally going to a 2-15 team and facing a total rebuild. But because the Bears, I think when the NFL history is done, there's a lot of look back, like what was the worst trade in NFL history? What Carolina gave up to get Bryce Young, giving up DJ Moore, what ended up being the number 1 pick this year, and Caleb Williams, much better prospect than Bryce Young. It's not even close. And a bunch of other stuff. The Bears fleeced the Panthers at an all-time level. And if the Panthers would have taken C.J. Stroud, none of this would have been possible. But them going Bryce Young over C.J. Stroud is going to go down as one of the worst decisions in NFL history. But Bears fans,
I am very, very intrigued and interested to see how Bryce Young does this year. I think he's going to do tenfold better than the expectations. I think last year was a fluke. Hey, listen, I'm 63 years old. When I watch football in the teens and the 20s and the 30s, our starting quarterback that came from college sat for 4 fucking years, sat for 3 years, sat for 2 years. Maybe it wasn't his forte, his cup of tea, to be thrown into a fire with a subpar team. I mean, they traded McCaffrey. They traded every receiver. They traded every defensive player. So, I mean, their owner is a complete buffoon. How that is run as an NFL organization is an embarrassment. And really, it shows you what not to do. So I think Bryce Young is not what he is. He's not a buffoon. He is a number 1 pick. He'll have a much better year. Problem is, Carolina's not that good. You know what I mean? That's the problem there.
Well,
but I would say Bryce Young is
rare disagreement for me and Stu. I didn't like Bryce Young going to the draft because he's small, and the biggest thing on him, the ball doesn't come out on time. The dude just holds onto the ball way, way too long, and that doesn't work in the NFL.
But he's got the legs, he's got the arm, he's got the head. His ball comes out slow. I think you make that adjustment. I think he's going to do great, especially since really the first year of his career, he got torched every single week. There's nothing you could throw at him. There's nothing you could say. He can't be more of a bigger bust. He can't be more of a comparison being, compared to CJ Stroud every second of every day. Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? I think that's going to help his NFL career. It's out of the way. He's bulletproof now. He's hit the bottom. Now let him play. I think he's going to do well.
Well, the biggest question, so on Thursday, I'm excited. We got a cool guest on Thursday for Wake Up Mintzy. We got Joe Sloan, LSU's offensive coordinator, was Jaden Daniels' quarterback coach.
Wow.
For the last 2 years. And I just know him like he's a Louisiana guy.
Nice dick drop hookup.
Yeah, no doubt. And the thing with Joe, I'm so excited to have him because when Jaden Daniels got to LSU, he transferred from Arizona State 2 years ago. He was drop back, look on the primary receiver, and run. That was it. And he developed to last year, getting to his 3rd option, his 4th option, his 5th option, stepping up the pocket, running. And his progression and development, he's going to be a top 2 pick of the draft. A lot of people think he's going to go to the Commanders. Will someone trade up? We'll see. But looking forward to having Joe Sloan on Thursday. I know Joe's extremely proud. I mean, look how well he coached him up the last couple of years. And Joe was the quarterback's coach the last 2 years. Now he's the co-offensive coordinator at LSU. He got a promotion over it. So super.
I like that. That's a great get. I can't wait.
I was really pumped. Joe's good.
That's amazing. That's going to give some good inside information. Moody, Tyler, first of all, hello. Second of all, give me who you think is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5 in the draft quickly off the top of your head. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ask Mintzy. That's a Mintzy question.
I asked you, Tyler. You're not only baseball. We play college football around here, bitch.
Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels. I don't know. Outside of that, I think things really open up. I'll be honest.
Well,
with
I think
you.
that
Marvin. All right, Mintzy, you're in the hot seat. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, 3 is a debate. I think Drake May goes.
2 comes before 3.
I really think New England's going to trade out of 3 and get more picks, and somebody's going to trade up to get Drake May or even I know it's crazy, but JJ McCarthy, I think ends up going 5 or 6. 4 is going to be Marvin Harrison to Arizona. I've been hearing Arizona's wanted him for years. It makes sense. They were running low on weapons for Kyler Murray. They play a wild style out in the desert. I think Marvin Harrison could succeed in Arizona. And man, I'm going bold here. People could say old takes expose me all you want. I think somebody's trading up to 5 to get JJ McCarthy. I think it could be. I actually think the Minnesota Vikings are my call to do it because the Vikings lost Kirk Cousins. Sam Darnold's their starting quarterback right now. They're about to have to pay Justin Jefferson gobs and gobs of money. You're going to pay an elite receiver. You better have somebody get him the damn ball. And the Vikings, Stu, have the 11th pick, but they also have the 23rd pick. So they have ammo to trade up 11, 23, and something else to get in the top 5. I think they're going to get JJ McCarthy. So
wow, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Mintzy. Very exciting.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with. The interesting thing is New England at 3, they need a quarterback. They got Jacoby Brissett, who's like a stopgap. Mac Jones is now in Jacksonville. I think right now they have Brissett, Bailey Zappi. So they obviously need a quarterback, but do they like Drake May or McCarthy enough to take them? Because New England, known for trading back, getting more assets in the draft. And so I think maybe this is a spot they do that with all the holes in the roster with Jared Mayo taking over from Bill Belichick. I mean, obviously, Belichick's the greatest coach of all time, won 6 Super Bowls. This roster went down the toilet the last few years. I mean, he really, really did a bad job, especially on the offensive side of it. So they're actually facing kind of a rebuild. So I'm curious to see what happens on that front. But join us for the NFL draft party draft show on Thursday night. Super exciting event. Just so much fun stuff going on. I mean, yeah, and then I've got I've got one of my most fun weeks of the year next week too. I'm going to Game 4 in New Orleans Monday night. Still, I got a feet on the wood ticket for Thunder Pelicans Monday night.
Wow.
I know, yeah.
Wow.
I know that's gonna be.
You have an
something.
extra? Can you bring me?
I,
Courtside, Mints and Stu.
yeah, feet
Can
on
you
the
pay
wood.
for my plane too? And food and room?
Yeah, I'm super excited about that, and I'm going to Daytona this weekend too for some poker. So a little beach.
Wow. What,
I got
I love who I want to be you.
I try to do it as good as I can. You know, I feel like I live as big as I can. That's for damn
You do,
sure.
and you're big.
That's true too. But I feel good today after that 10K. I felt like a little bit of a little new energy after.
I love it. I feel the new energy.
Yeah, I
you
feel
look
like,
thinner. I'm looking at you right now. You look like you're thinner.
Damn, it's just shit.
You look good. No, you look good.
We'll get there.
Yes.
Stu, anything?
yeah,
Any part? Go ahead, Mitty.
Well, real quick, I was going to ask Stu, in honor of 420 this weekend, do you ever get the wangovers? You smoke too much weed, you wake up, and you got the weed hangovers, or the wangovers, as me and the boys like to call it.
Well, it was the second day of the Shiva, and I literally ate 20,000 calories of sugar, carbs, and breathtaking food that people came. And everyone brought extremely high quantity, high level cocaine, which was unbelievable. So I was on point the entire moment. I barely slept for, out of the 96 hours that I could have slept, I probably slept 6 and was up 90 due to the amazing cocaine that was absolutely breathtaking. And I smoked so many blunts, so many pre-rolls, took so many dabs, but I didn't feel it because of the cocaine. So I felt great.
I'd love to hear that.
We'll leave you at that. Do you have anything else, Moody?
No, you're good. That was my only
Chat,
question.
have anything do we have any chat stuff for Stu?
Did I answer that appropriately, Tyler?
Yes, of course. No, you gave me exactly what I wanted, Stu.
Thank you, Tyler.
Do we have any chat stuff for Stu?
People asking why won't New England draft a quarterback?
I mean, I think they have.
Well, the only reason. I'm sorry. Let me just chime in for a sec, then you go. I'm sorry, Ben. I didn't mean to step on you.
Well, no, I think they will. I just don't know if they like Drake May that much. Is my thing.
My thing is it doesn't matter. They're more than a quarterback away. Why get a quarterback? Get him killed. He's not going to play for 3 years. They're not significant as a team for 3 years. It's become the New York Jets division and no one else's. I mean, the Bills are trash. They couldn't win when they had their best team. The Dolphins are trash. So now who do you have? You got the fucking Jets. That's it. Patriots are trash. It's the first time the Jets will probably be like 13-4, win their division by 5 games and win the Super Bowl. So I think that the East is in trouble.
Stu, going homer on the Jets. Buffalo trading Stephon Diggs to Houston is going to hurt them. They do need to replace him, but they're still very good. And I don't know. Miami thing's interesting because Tua stayed healthy last year, and I don't know if they can count on that happening again. They lost some pieces, but can't wait for the NFL draft.
Jets are loaded. Don't sleep on the Jets.
No, I mean, if Rodgers stays healthy, they are loaded.
Jets are loaded.
Yeah,
and they own Patty Mahomes. They piss on Kansas City. They piss on them. They own them.
It's probably good for them just getting Zach Wilson out of there too. To be honest,
he's not. He
didn't have the New York like.
But I'm saying he's not significant. He wasn't a number 2 pick. He was a bomb. Correct, as you're saying. Yes, bomb. Total bomb. Get him out. Get him out of here. Bye bye.
And shout out our friends, Dude Wipes. Sponsorship.
Shout out Dude Wipes.
Great news.
Wipe with a plush feeling that makes the poopy perfect.
I was so excited to get that news yesterday because I'm a big Moody and I are both huge football season guys, and with them committing to the rest of the year, that means we're getting a full football season with Wake Up Mintzy.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
What do they always say? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And thanks to Dude Wipes for committing to sponsorship. Shout out Stella Blue and shout out to Stu Feiner. Once again, if you hadn't seen his eulogy to his dad, check it out. It's all over social media. Stuesday on Wake Up Mintzy, a thing going forward. We're gonna have Stu every Tuesday. And just appreciate his time so much. Shout out Tyler Moody as well. We're going to do a big NFL draft round 1 preview. We got Joe Sloan on Thursday to talk about Coach Jay Daniels. I got a couple other guests I'm going to run down. So thank y'all for joining us this morning.
Can I pop in right here, right? Can I pop something in? Only Stu Podcast. Only Stu Podcast, where you listen to your podcast. It's me and Alex. We do a phenomenal job. Only Stu Podcast. If you want more of Stu, I don't know how it's possible, but if you want more of Stu, listen to me, listen to Alex, anecdotes, my life, my way in, my struggles with everything, and where I get the best cocaine from. Only Stu Podcast.
Only Stu Podcast. All right. Thanks to Stu Feiner. Thanks to Moody, Dude Wipe, Stella Blue, Stu Feiner. Appreciate y'all waking up, getting your minds right with us. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm on this Top Spin 2K stream. Check that out at 9:30. Not gonna now that I can actually talk about it because I spoiled it too early when I went to Indian Wells. Film Fest Friday 3 to 6. NFL Draft Party Thursday. Just loaded week at Barstool as always. And shout out Dude Wipes. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. What's up, fellas? As y'all know, it's been a hell of a messy year. And the only thing messier than my online history are my big old fat sweaty don'ts. That's why this season, I only trust Dude Wipes to handle my Mississippi mud pies.
Oh, Mintzy, you're cooking now. Ooh, wait.
When you're hot, you're hot.